инвестираме. Как сме, госпожице?
Супер сме, вие как сте?
Идеално.
Само ще ви помоля, понеже горе и
Да,
това един
разбрах.
лист. Да, може да се
Запишем.
Вие от тук ли минете?
Да, и тук паркирах колата на сянката,
Ама сега трябва
защото се разходим, разбрах.
Добре.
Гледайте, господине, път на мъреща.
Номерста?
Да,
Благодаря на един 75 годишен
идеално.
господин, да направихте малеж, Боже, той че за мен. Да.
Ей, where is Sue?
because you were coming, so I was also looking forward to it. He said, maybe I'm just coming.
I'm so glad to see you again.
I'm eager to see you upstairs. And that's it because Danila got home.
I'm sorry. I was looking for her because I saw
Yeah.
well, good calling you.
But it is what it is.
Better to have it than to become stronger than without.
I haven't yet got it. Yeah, so. But I'm vaccinated, so everything will be fine. I'll try not to. Dalszy turę to nie za
Sorry.
Всичко работи, всичко работи. Точно. Кое сте ми ще ми кажете? Да.
Hello everyone, good morning. I'm very glad to say hi to all of you. It's such a big crowd of people came to our final multiplying event of the Key project that's financed from Erasmus Plus project. But for me not to speak too much, I will now invite the chairman of Institute Perspective, Ahmed Kutal, to say a few words, please.
Благодаря, уважаеми гости. Welcome, dear guests. For me, it's a big honor to have guests from all over the world in the newest youth space in Bulgaria. Уважаеми гости, за мен е огромно удоволствие да имаме хора от три континента в най-новото и мога да се похваля най-голямото младежко пространство в България. Today we're gonna finish one very long adventure, let's say. In the beginning of 2019, together with the colleagues from Salvador, from Chai, from VCI, from Croatia, we started one very ambitious project. Днес е много специален ден, защото след повече от 3 години работа с нашите колеги от Словения, Хърватия и Португалия започнахме подготовката на една много специална методология. Защо тази методология е специална? Както всички може би знаете, Институт Перспективи работи основно с две целеви групи. С млади хора и с доказани професионалисти, които са вече в пенсионна възраст, но още има какво да допринесат за обществото. Обаче в малките населени места младите възрастни някак си липсват. Младите възрастни предпочитат да отидат в чужбина, да отидат в по-големия град. Малко от тях решават да останат в малкото населено място. This project about the young adults are very important for us because all organizations work mainly with the two target groups. From one side we work with the youngsters, and from the other side we work with the people who are in pension, but they also have power to contribute to the society. Unfortunately, in the small towns in Bulgaria, a lot of young people prefer to go abroad, prefer to go to the bigger cities. And for this reason, with the methodology which we create, we're trying to create environment and tools which can empower the young people to stay more in their small towns. Yes, and today will be very intensive day. We're going to have a lot of things to do. I want to especially to thanks for this long journey to Nea, to Anya Mania, to Alexandra, to Helder, that all during these 3 years because during all the meetings in Croatia, Slovenia, and Portugal, we work too much, and now you can see the ready product. They're amazing. Сега, now after me, I will give the words to one very special person, Professor Nikolai Zhivkov. He has 48 years of experience like a teacher. He is also one of the founders of Institute Perspectives in 2015. I'm very happy that in 27th of August we're gonna turn 7 years old. And for this 7 years old, we have a lot of positive impact. We invite more than 1,000 people to come to Svištov. Also, we send more than 500 people abroad. We organize activities in 20 different towns in Bulgaria. The last year, we get the biggest prize from the European Parliament, the Child Image Prize. And now I'm very happy that during that event, I meet with Renato, with Benjamin, with Linda, and with Christian. And I'm very happy that they come here very long just for the 2 days to Bulgaria. For example, they come from France, Croatia, Austria, and Finland for this event. And thank you very much, guys. Yes, translation, and I will give the words to Mr. Zhivkov. Все малко само да доведа. Искам да кажа, че съм много специално се чувствам, защото Институт Перспективи на 27 август ще направи 7 години. За тези 7 години успяхме да привлечем над 1000 младежи, които да дойдат в Свищов. Отделно над 500 младежи от България сме ги изпратили на над 40 младежки образователни инициативи. Отделно вече имаме най-голямото младежко пространство в България. И най-голямата награда, която получихме, беше признанието от Европейския парламент с младежката награда на Крал Велики, че сме най-добрата младежка организация. На това събитие се запознах с други носители на тази награда от Франция, от Финландия, Хърватия и Австрия. Това са Бенджамин, Ренато, Християн и Линда. Yes, много ви благодаря, че дойдохте тук, защото те пътуваха едни огромни разстояния, за да присъстват на това събитие. И сега искам да представя един много специален човек. Това е доцент Николай Живков, който има 48 години опит като преподавател. Той е доцент по политология и след като се пенсионира, беше един от основните учредители на Институт Перспективи. И искам специално аплодисменти за него, тъй като това на сцената.
За мен е чест да бъда след моята хора. Над 24 000 съм работил през живота.
For me, it's a pleasure to be with so many young people from around Europe, and I thank you for this honor. I've been teaching almost 24,000 people during my career, 24,000 young people during my career as a teacher and a professor in the arts and economics school.
Ще бъда деловин. Започвам по същество.
I'll try to be short.
Така, за меморандума. Кратка позиция. За мен е едно сериозно и смело предложение към институциите, на които ще бъде вече.
For me, this is a very good proposal to the institution that is going to read this memorandum because it's bold and it's interesting for them, and also I think it's going to be very useful.
Младите възрастни след завършването на образованието си излизат на пазара на труда, но нямат трудов стаж, липсват им опит и умения да общуват за намиране на подходяща работа.
Young adults after finishing their education in high school or university, they don't have the needed experience to start a new job, and that's a problem that they have to tackle with.
Обществото трябва да им помогне, да им предложи възможности за заетост на пазара на труда.
The society has to help them to find opportunity for them to start their careers and also to start their careers.
В меморандума се посочват редица проблеми, как да им се помогне. Аз отделям основно два.
Okay. In the memorandum you will read there's some problems that are showcased that need to be solved in order to help the young adults. But I will just talk on two of them.
Цитирам от меморандума. Проблемът за социалното включване и правилното адресиране на потребностите на тази група не се осъществява поради следните причини.
So he's citing from the memorandum. The problem for activation of young adults and better connection with the labor market is not happening due to now he said gonna say
Цитирам. Недобра връзка между предлаганите университетски специалности и потребностите на динамичния пазар на труда.
The lack of good connection between businesses and university because of the dynamics of the labor market that exists.
Да. Давам само пример един. Завършили с сертификат от Министерството на правосъдието за медиация, а нямаме закон за досъдебно решаване на спорове или не е уреден по най-добрият начин този въпрос. Правото не се упражнява от млади специалисти.
For example, we have a lot of companies that are offering courses for mediation, and they certified a lot of mediators, people who solve out of the court problems. But the problem is that we don't have a better legal system, so we can help those people to do this process. So how we certificate someone without the needed legal base to help them do their job properly? So this is a problem that we have. We have proper education, but we don't have the proper understanding from the people who hold the laws, so we can have a way to implement it better.
Това е един пример, мога да ми други. Така, в тази връзка още едно предложение. Искаме да имаме селски и екотуризъм. А нашето средно образование не може да откликне по най-добрият начин на това изискване. Колко са училищата с селскостопански профил у нас?
Another problem that we have is that we want to have village tourism in the rural areas, also have ecotourism in our villages, but we don't have that much schools that offer that kind of classes. Also, they're not so attractive maybe for the youngsters to participate in them or to study this because they're just not attracted in. We have to have a better system to attract them to this because in order to have a better tourism in the rural areas.
А и колко паралелки има по аграрен бизнес и туризъм в средни училища? Народа казва, ново вино, стари мекове не бива. Не може. Хора, които имат фирмата къща за туристи.
So we have the problem that we have the problem that how many classes in school offer agricultural specialization in schools in order to help young people to start to teach them how to start this kind of job opportunities. And also, we also have the problem of understanding what is tourism and how to properly express it and show it to the foreigners and also to the local people who can be part of the businesses. Yeah, to give better opportunities for the people to come. So we need a better qualification, also better places to do this.
Вторият момент. Неформалното образование действително трябва да се валидира. Ако образованието дава на човека знаене и можене, то неформалното поставя акцента върху моженето. Убедил съм се. Завършилите едно обучение трябва да получават сертификат. И кой да ги издава?
So, the validation of no formal learning is very important because it teaches you how to do something, it teaches you through your emotion how to express yourself, also learning by doing, teach you by doing something. And the problem is how to validate this. You have the certificates, but they're not recognized by the most of the employers or even in the labor market because they don't have the value. And who has to then certificate them in order to have a better understanding for this, to recognize this knowledge.
Това не е поставяне на въпрос, когато съм учавал по предприемачество.
Okay.
Да. Така. Следващият, цитирам от меморандума, следващият поставя въпрос. Пак бих избрал съм. Независимо от всички съществуващи към момента икономически, социални и политически проблеми, се обръщам към следните институции с молба да се слушат нашите препоръки.
Okay. So now I've just chosen to point out some of the institutions that has to listen to our memorandum and to the things that we've written inside of it.
В меморандума са представени доста субекти, но е пропуснат един за мен важен.
In the memorandum, there are a lot of subjects, institutions that has to be informed with this memorandum. But for me, there is one that had been missed.
Пропуснали сте кооперативния сектор. Той перспектива ще става все по-актуален, особено след обновяване на закона за кооперация.
The one that you missed is the cooperation sector because in Bulgaria, if there is a change in the legal system about understanding the cooperation law, maybe there's going to be a big chance for them to, big opportunities for them.
Тази връзка искам да изкажа мнението, че има две групи възрастни млади хора.
For this, I want to say that there is two types of young adults.
Едните, които търсят на пазара на труда работодател, който да ги наеме.
The one who are searching for jobs and jobs opportunities.
А другите, това са желаещите да се занимават с предприемаческа дейност.
And others that have the will to work as entrepreneurs.
Но имат нужда от финансова подкрепа.
They need a financial support.
Кой да ги кредитира?
Who has to credit them?
Българска банка за развитие,
The Bulgarian Bank for
кооперациите като взаимоспомагателни каси, както са сега, или ако станат някога кредит.
okay, the Bulgarian Bank for development. Yes, thank you. And the credit corporations. Housing, yeah.
Или по специални програми у
Or
нас
special programs
за
that can be
тези
created.
възрастни млади, които са ентусиазирани, желаят да бъдат предприемачи, да работят за себе си и за обществото. Така, следващият проблем. Подкрепям идеята, цитирам, териториалните поделения на агенцията по заетостта ще осъществяват посредническа дейност за информиране и мотивиране на работодателите и млади хора с цел повишаването повишаване на заетостта,
So I encourage the idea that you said that the labor offices has to be the link that helps create the needed connection between the young adults and the job opportunities, and this process has to be
Но моята препоръка е
But
тези
my
агенции
opinion is
по-ефективно и успешно да изпълняват мисията си на посредници между работодатели и млади хора, които искат да бъдат наети.
Okay, and so my
По-добре отношение да
advice
бъде.
my advice is to be proactive and also to have better connection with
Да не ви
NGOs.
отекчавам накрая.
And at least at the end.
И накрая, позволете да изкажа лични си впечатления за ръководителя на проекта по програма Еразъм К2, Еразъм плюс К2, на тема ключът разработване на методология за обучение на млади възрастни.
I want to say a few words for the coordinator of the Bulgarian group, Mr. Kuitov, a few words and about the project.
Господин Ахмед Куит, това е младеж от младите възрастни вече,
He's a young man from the young adults now,
който живее с каузи,
who lives with a value of a cause.
правило
of
чест.
something.
Първо, обича родния си град
First of all, he loves their
и със
hometown.
своите инициативи чрез Институт Перспективи желае да му бъде полезен и го прави.
And through his initiatives and Institute Perspective, he wants to be helpful for his town, and he's doing his best to do that.
Той работи по различни проекти в Европа и навсякъде е представил нашата родина като истински патриот.
And He went on all places he went on different projects. He always represented Bulgaria that the best way.
Господин Койтов, български условия реализира европейски проекти като този, за който ни е събрал. Има европейско виждане по много въпроси от нашето ежедневие и го прави професионално.
He tries to implement a lot of European projects in our Bulgarian reality, and this is one of the projects that he's working on here now, and he's doing it very professionally.
Пожелавам му да бъде все така инициативен и да заслужи вниманието и подкрепата на институциите, на които с делата си е полезен.
And I wish him to continue his work and to be as initiative as he is now, and to continue the good job with institutions, and to have him to be encouraged and to be as helpful as he is now.
А на всички вас, с които днес и утре ще бъдем заедно, нека да бъдем ползотворни.
And to you, let's be fruitful. Let's our work here be fruitful.
За онези, които представляваме
For our institution that we represent, and for
нашата родина, вие вашите страни, с нещо ще да бъдем полезни, с оглед да имаме едно по-добро бъдеще, вие да имате.
So I hope that our work here to be fruitful, and for us to be successful, the days here to be successful, to work encouraged by our interests.
Благодаря ви.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to just shortly represent today's schedule. I'm sure that you've all read it already. But before 13 hours, when we will have our lunch, we will hopefully present to you the outcomes of this project. So after we will stop sitting here, we will invite you outside into the big terrace outside in front of the Institute Perspective for a short activity. And after returning, we will work in groups where we will get to know closely each of the results of the project, the key. And so you will know what are the results. I will now invite my colleague, Anya Mania, to present the first intellectual output, firstly she will present the project itself, I'm sorry, yeah.
Thank you. I'm really not used standing on this. Maybe I can go down. We formed a strategic partnership, as you heard, with 4 different countries. We already collaborated. We already collaborated in the past with very good organizations that were VTI from Croatia and Kai from Portugal. And for this open call, we had opportunity to meet Institute Perspective for the first time, and that's how we actually started to creating the concept of the project. What was the main aim that we decided we want to achieve is to develop methodologies that would help young adults, and now we are speaking about the age group between 25 and 35, to activate and empower and to really fully achieve the transition. Maybe you can go on. Why we decided for this aim? We together identified numerous problems. We did a need assessment, and with our direct work with the target group, we figured out that there is a very challenging transition to the adulthood going on. Why this is happening? It used to be that transition to the adulthood was very linear, very strict, very predictable. But now the social, sorry to you guys, now the social aspects change, like there is a housing problems, there is like change on the labor market, and the transition is not so linear anymore. In sociology, we call it that now it's a yo-yo transition, and it's very much prolonged. So we also figured it out that existing programs that are addressing youngsters or younger adults, as we call it, doesn't really fit to their problems. Why? Usually the existing programs are involving youngsters until 25 years old, because mostly the ones who are older than 25 are not considered young anymore, but who didn't reach the transition are not adult already. So here is the gap that we were decided to address. We also identified that within this age group, younger adults are missing some skills, and there are not existing programs that they could build those skills. And the skills that we figured out are missing are the personal skills, communication skills, like some competences for problem solving, competences for decision making, for planning, and some financial management of their personal finances. We are addressing the problem of the younger adults within this project, but basically the primary target group were us, you, so adult educators who work with the young adults within 25 and 35 years old. And now maybe just an overall view how the project development went. We gathered together and exchanged the good practices we have from working with the target group. And we decided firstly to collect all of the methods, and we ended up with 120 methods, which was a very, very broad selection. And then we discussed which would be the best to answer the current needs and the challenge we posed up. And then we narrowed it down to 30 methods. And for these 30 methods, we basically created the training for adult educators, where we tested those methods. So we tested the methods with adult education, and there was also a pilot testing period where we tested the methods directly with the target group, so younger adults. Later on, we also created the second training for adult educators, which was also meant that we get some kind of additional feedback, tips and tricks, which we did later included in a toolkit, which you will get to know later on. Soon, but later. And meanwhile testing and discussing about the methods, we also created the overall methodology. You will also get to know it later. We established Moodle, so the platform where all the things that we produce is accessible widely. And we also wrote the recommendations that you already heard of it, but you will have the chance to get to know them better. So this was overall view. Now invite Maya maybe to speak more about methodology.
Okay, as Anya already mentioned, there are many results of this project. The first one is methodology for younger adult education and empowerment. In this document, we gathered firstly information on what non-formal adult education in each of the participating countries looks like, what is their status, how is developing, and what programs does it offer. Also, who is doing the adult education in each country. And also, we included some concepts on which our approaches are based, such as participatory approach, such as communication theories, human rights education. You will get to know later in the groups more thoroughly all these concepts. So the aim of this first intellectual output is to offer how to conduct trainings with the activities we are proposing in the next outcome, which is the toolkit for young and adult education and empowerment. And I will now invite Alexandra from VTI to present to you basic information about IoT.
Hello, my name is Alexandra, and I'm a representative of Volunteer Center Istria, which was responsible for finalizing the toolkit. So you'll be able to see it as a manual for educators or youth workers doing work with young people, like in that category of years. So this is a collection of 30 activities which are described in detail, and it can be used as a total program, or you can like choose individual activities from the toolkit and to modify it and to implement it with your target group. So we said there are like 3 core chapters, 3 core types of activities: introductory, core, and reflective activities, and they target different topics, different area of interest of young adults. But also, even though we have some kind of specific topics that activities address, it also can be used if you change some kind of topic, you can use also the same methodology. So we also are going to look in the toolkit more in depth later. Okay, so here is how it looks like. There is the online version and the printed version for you. So we will get in more detail about how to use, how this toolkit can be used in your direct work with young people. And Helder will now explain how to use Moodle.
Yeah, well, for those that join me in my group, I will present a very well-known tool, is the OER. The OER is an open educational resource. It's a very old tool, and is perhaps the best to introduce this tool. Is a tool that was launched by UNESCO in 2002, and figure out that tool, it was with a very nice aim to open the higher school to all people. And past 20 years, we still have the higher school so close and so far to all people. That's why we have in this open educational resource all the products, and for those that meet me in my group, I will share with you how to connect with the Moodle and how you can use the Moodle, and you can spread the Moodle, and you can also interact with the Moodle, because in this case the OER is an interaction tool. That means you can, if you want, activate this tool, and the tool become more and more rich, because with your help, with your materials, for sure there is more interesting for you. And for you, for professionals that use to work with the youth adults.
Thank you, colleagues, for presenting what you will get to know later on. After you will get to know this, you will have time. We will all have time for some questions, and of course also answers. So we will be able to answer all questions that appeal to you. And in the afternoon, we will have time to network and time to also think about future projects, maybe future collaboration between organizations that are present here today. So I would be very glad if one of the results of this project and this multiplier event would also be new project opportunities. In the evening, we will all have also some cultural opportunities. So we will have the cultural evening organized by Ahmed, And after culture, of course, there will be another cultural thing that that is very good for our stomachs, and that's of course the dinner. So without further ado, I would invite us all to start to get to know the content. And in order to do that, I would invite you outside on the platform in front of Institute Perspective.
Само да кажа, в момента се качват всички горе на платформата отпред за една бърза свършим работа по групи. Номерата на групите са определени на стената, а горе ще получите и съответните номера.